Welcome to Bob Euland's SpritekIt tutorials. For more information, go to bobeuland.com. In this lesson, we will talk about SpritekIt framework. As you know, a framework is a library of classes. In SpritekIt framework, we have 19 new classes, each having its own properties and methods. We have three important classes. As you know, all clauses inherit from NS object. One of those clauses is NSResponder, which is responsible for mouse events and key events. One clause that inherits from NSResponder is NSView. And NSView is responsible for showing contents on the screen, showing graphics on the screen. One of the new classes is SKView. SK stands for SpritekIt. So it has all the properties and methods of NSView, but also some of its own. As you can see, one property, P stands for property, is show FPS. It is a boolean which you can set to yes or no. Shows FPS stands for shows frames per second. So it's statistics that it shows on the screen. M stands for method. Present scene is one method. SKView is responsible for showing scenes on the screen. One new method is skNode, which inherits from NSResponder. This is probably the most important class in all of SpritekIt framework. Let's look at it in some more detail. A node can have subnodes, which in their turn can have subnodes and so on. So we can have a scene, which is a node, which has subnodes hero, troll, and so on. The hero can have its own subnodes, for instance word and so on. And one thing that is important is that properties propagate down the subnodes. So if we make hero twice as large, the sword gets twice as large as well. If we move the hero, the sword follows along. If we make the hero invisible, the sword gets invisible as well. Here are properties and methods that skNode has. As you can see, there are quite a lot. Some of the more important one is the position, alpha, hidden. For handling the node hierarchy, you have parent, children. To add a new subnode, you use addChild. You can run actions on the node using the method runAction. You can check if the node contains a point with the method containSPoint. And as you can see, there are other important properties and methods as well. Now skNode has many subclasses. One important subnode is skSpriteNode. It adds the following properties and methods. One important method, which you will use a lot, is SpriteNode with image named. You provide an image and this method makes a sprite out of it. There are other skNodes, for instance skEffectNode, which has an important subnode called skScene. As you remember, the skView was responsible for presenting scenes. skEffectNode has a few properties, which you can see here. SKScene has a number of properties and methods. one important method is for creating the scene with a certain size. A property is scale mode. This enables you to make applications for different sizes, for instance for macOS X monitor or for iPad or iPhone and so on. Update is an important method. It is sent 60 times per second, and your scene can interrupt that and make adjustment to the game. There are many other SK node subclasses, and here they are. You can handle shapes, labels, video, emitter node, and you can also put masks using the SK crop node. Now there are also classes that inherits directly from NS object. Action, transition, texture, texture atlas, and keyframe sequence. You have also some other subclasses from NS object, which has to do with handling the physics. Physics world, physics body, physics contact, and physics joint. These are all the new classes, 19 of them. But there are also 2 classes which are just there for administrative work. It's just the SpritekitH, which just has some imports, and SpritekitBase H, which uses some directives, mainly to see if you're writing for iPad or iPhone or macOS X and so on. Okay, so as we said, SpritekitFramework consists of 19 classes, each having its properties and methods. And in order to learn SpritekIt, you need to get to know the properties and methods of each class. And the best way to do that is to take small steps and make small projects testing out these properties and methods. Thanks for watching.